Did you know that in EU5, there's a secret hidden way to get a CB on any country in the entire world at just the cost of one diplomat? No, it's not your parliament. No, it's not some secret way to fabricate a claim. The beauty of this one is that you can literally do it on any country in the entire world. So what is a CB? Well, if you send a diplomatic offer to anyone, for example, purchasing military access, lucky enough, Brandenburg will give it to us if we asked. But someone who wouldn't is the Teutonic Order, who Poland grapples with at the start of the game. And just by clicking this button, it doesn't cost you the money, but them rejecting it callously gives us a free CB on them. And the only requirement for this is them not liking you very much. Once again, you don't need to use your parliament. You don't need to fabricate a spy network. You just need to have one diplomat, which you can get a lot of at the start of the game. And the cost of this CB isn't even that bad. It's a 50% increase in the conquer cost for an attacker, and a 30% increase in the subjugation cost for the attacker. However, if we compare this to the dubious claims that you get through your parliament approved claims and province CB has a lower conquer cost by 25%, but a higher max antagonism, which means that you actually have a tiny buff in terms of your AE through just doing it through military access. However, if you're using this to conquer land, obviously, a parliament-approved claims might be better. That also has a big limiting factor that you can't claim anyone you've got a truce with, which could mean that you have to hold your parliament for a number of years until that truce runs out, which would obviously lock you out of some of the big bonuses that you get from your parliament. And the state of EU5 at the moment is you're essentially waiting 5 years and 5 years and 5 years for your parliament to come around so you can do something in your country. And it's got the exact same cost as just doing a no CB war, but you don't need to spend 25 stability. You don't need to spend 2 war exhaustion. You don't need to spend 5 antagonism. What you are doing is just spending 1 diplomat, which, as I'm sure you know, is a hell of a lot cheaper than those huge debuffs for doing a no CB war. And going back to Brandenburg quickly, that we spoke about earlier, at the moment, they would accept our request for military access. But if we want a free CB on them, what can we do to change this? Well, the easiest way to do it is just by insulting them. You have quite a lot of choice over what you send. But this will reduce your opinion. Which means now that only at the cost of an additional diplomat, they would reject. Which means that we get that no CB equivalent CB for free, just at the cost of 2 diplomats. You don't have to wait 5 years for a parliament, and you don't have to spend 50% of your parliamentary support on a CB with minor benefits. And the huge thing is that it's also a show superiority war, so you're not tied to a province that you can just rush and try to siege down. But with forts in this game, that would likely take you years. You can just rush their armies, especially if you've got superior advantage, beat them down, then take military access, or whatever the hell you want. Whether that's money, war reparations, military access, or just conquering provinces. The choice is ultimately up to you. And there's a lot of situations where this is going to be really, really strong for your games. Whether you're Muscovy and you want to just absorb all the people around you really quickly without having to wait 5 years for a parliamentary CB, or you're Bohemia and you want to shut down someone in the HRE that's posing you issues, or you're Lubeck and you want to go around doing lots of money wars to fill up your coffers and get a booming economy faster. The reason why this CB is so strong is it's viable in pretty much any game state. No matter what country you're playing, what playstyle you're doing, you can just ask for military access, ensure it's declined, and invade them, whether it's a money war. You just want a decent CB without waiting for 5 years. Or you're just trying to get some military access, doing it as the game intended. And at the cost of a diplomat, it's really not that bad at all. Don't get me wrong, poor relations is something that you have to keep in mind. Whether it's lower institution spread, higher AE growth, more likely to be in a coalition, there are debuffs. So you just have to take this in kind and not overuse it, because you can quickly rack up these debuffs and it can bite you down the line. So you just need to think about where you use it and not to overuse it. At the moment, it's just a cheat sheet to invade any country you want in the world without much recourse, whether it's to get loads of money, to take land, or to just dominate the world. That choice is ultimately yours. And as you can see, there are a lot of CBs in EU5, but this one, just being able to get at the cost of 1 diplomat, or 2 if you've got to insult them, is crazy. and we've got to use this before Paradox patch it. So thank you for watching. So I only have one request. If you didn't know this existed, press that subscribe button. Thank you.